Hey everyone, Richard here, and it's time for an old-fashioned tag video, so let's get into this. Alright, so like I said, we got a tag video. Alex the Comic Hoarder and the Comicholics channel are doing an old-fashioned tag video in which they want you to show your 5 favorite comics, be it keys, significant issues, number ones, iconic covers, whatever it is, your 5 favorites. They also want us to tag 3 people, which I'm going to go ahead and do that right away. The first one is a long-time comic community member, CBA, Comic Book Estate, recently got back into making videos again, so I'm going to tag you to show 5 books. And then I'm going to tag 2 relatively smaller channels. One is Prowling for Comics, and the other one is Sinfully Good Comics. So yeah, I'll also tag you in the description, but those are my 3 that I will be tagging for this video. So let's get into the books. So the first book, I am cheating a little bit, and it is this one right here. I say I'm cheating because it's a one-of-a-kind book. This is an original art piece by Omar Dogan. He is very hard to get original art from, and this is significant in that he recently published it in his sketchbook, and he no longer makes sketchbooks. This was the last one he was ever going to make, and these things sell for like 60 bucks now. But this is by far my favorite original piece of art. Took a lot of time to try to get one from him. He doesn't do commissions, pre-orders, anything. He does art, posts it, and you have to be lucky enough to get it. So there's this book right here. This would definitely be a book I would save if I could only save a certain amount of books in my collection. So there's that, and I'll go ahead and show it in the sketchbook too while I'm at it. This is a really nice sketchbook. He doesn't make them anymore, but if you can come across any of his sketchbooks on eBay, they are very much worth getting. His artwork is phenomenal. For the AHSOKA lovers, let's go to the back here where this one is. There it is right there, published in the book. So yeah, first book, an original art piece from Omar Dogan. Alright, second book. These aren't technically in any real order, but second book, I've shown this book many times. This is my Amazing Spider-Man number 50. It's a 3.0, but that's not really what's important about it. This book is quote-unquote one of a kind. I'm sure there are others like it, but whether or not they survived, who knows. But this was sold at an Italian newsstand in September of 1967. So this is an English copy that was sold in Italy, probably to military or something. But very cool, cannot be replaced. It's stamped on both front and back. It's just one of those cool stamps. I know some people don't like stamps, but this is just such a cool date stamp that I love this book. Yeah, there's my second book. Next book is a book that is finally getting some love. Recently, a 4.5 of this book sold for almost $3,000. Lovers 49. I would consider this a classic Golden Age piece of artwork by J. Scott Pike. This is the same artist who did the showcase issue that's the first appearance of Dolphin. Went on to be a very successful pinup artist. Did art for things like Playboy and all kinds of other magazines. But very, very hard book to come by. I think I've seen 3 copies sell in the last 8 years. So very, very tough book to get a hold of. One I'm very happy to have in my collection. Alright, next book. So this is the number 2 book. These last 2 are the most, I guess, significant books to me personally. Not necessarily in any order. They kind of flip-flop, but for today, we're going to do this one first. Star Wars Clone Wars number 1, the variant. This is definitely my best stealth buy of all time. I paid a grand total of $9 for this, along with the other cover that I paid $4 for. But then I sent it off, got it signed by Ashley and Matt Lantern, AHSOKA and Anakin, respectively. And there are only 2 signed 9.6s and 2 signed 9.8s. So this is a very tough book to get in high grade signed. But this is a keeper book. I wouldn't let this book go for almost anything. It's just, it has too much personal worth to it to me, between being a trophy and signed by two very prominent Star Wars characters, at least for me personally. So there's my number 2. Very nice book right there. And then my last book. I attribute the normal cover of this book for me getting back into collecting in 2014. This is Edge of Spider-Verse number 2, first appearance of Spider-Gwen, Spider-Woman as Gwen Stacy. Yeah, this is the hard-to-get variant. I bought this right before it spiked, luckily. I want to say it spiked a week or 2 after I bought it. But yeah, this right here, this book is what brought me back into collecting. I remember going into a comic shop in 2014. This was November 2014, so it couldn't have been too far from then. I hadn't collected comics in a long time. I was just thinking about getting back into collecting in general, cards, comics, everything. And I saw the normal cover of this sitting on a shelf. And being originally a big Spider-Man fan, I was intrigued by it, picked it up, and I've been collecting since. The variant is a book I didn't necessarily think I would ever get, and then I just decided I needed to pull the trigger and get one. So here it is. This is my number 1 book, Edge of Spider-Verse number 2, Greg Land variant. And yeah, that is all for this video. Those are my 5 books. I tagged 3 people, but if you see this and you want to do it, go ahead and enter it, do a tag video. I believe Alex and the Comicaholics said they were going to be doing a giveaway associated with it, so that's always something fun to get in on. But yeah, that's everything. So hopefully y'all enjoyed. I look forward to seeing all your videos. These tag videos are some of my favorite content to watch. They were sort of the mainstay of the old comic YouTube. And they've kind of fallen out of fashion now, so hopefully we can see a whole lot of videos pop up. I believe Alex is making a playlist of it, so that'll be a fun watch. But again, that's everything. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this, and take care, everyone.